सहना भवतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। गुरुदेव तव महनीय कृपा गुरुदेव तव महनीय कृपा मेरे जीवन का अवलंबन है, बस एक यही मेरा बल है। गुरुदेव तव महनीय कृपा अज्ञान भरे संशय से भरे विपरीत विचारों से भी भरे मन के अंधकार को दूर करे, वचनामृत से तव बोध कृपा गुरुदेव तव महनीय कृपा पल पल पग पग जीवन पथ पर गुरु साथ मेरे रक्षक बनकर बिसरूं न कभी यह प्रेममयी आनंदमयी भवदीय कृपा गुरुदेव तव महनीय कृपा मेरे जीवन का अवलंबन है, बस एक यही मेरा बल है। गुरुदेव गुरुदेव तव महनीय कृपा। महनीय कृपा। ओम नमः शिवाय। 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 सुबह सुबह ले शिव का नाम। कर ले बंदे कोई शुभ काम। सुबह सुबह ले शिव का नाम। शिव आएंगे तेरे काम। सुबह सुबह ले शिव का नाम। कर ले बंदे कोई शुभ काम। ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। खुद को राख लपेटे फिरते। औरों को देते वरदान। खुद को राख लपेटे फिरते। औरों को देते वरदान। देवों के हित विष पीड़ा ले। नीलकंठ को कोटि प्रणाम। देवों के हित विष पीड़ा ले। नीलकंठ को कोटि प्रणाम। नीलकंठ को शिव का नाम।
सुबह सुबह ले शिव का नाम।
शिव आएंगे तेरे काम।
शिव आएंगे तेरे काम।
सुबह सुबह ले शिव का नाम।
सुबह सुबह ले शिव का नाम।
कर ले बंदे कोई शुभ काम।
कर ले बंदे कोई शुभ काम।
ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय।
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 शिव को भजने से मिलते हैं
शिव को भजने से मिलते हैं
सारे तीर्थ चारों धाम।
सारे तीर्थ चारों धाम।
शिव को भजने से मिलते हैं
शिव को भजने से मिलते हैं
सारे तीर्थ चारों धाम।
सारे तीर्थ चारों धाम।
शिव को भज ले सुख पाओगे।
शिव को भजने सुख पाओगे।
मन को आएगा आराम।
मन को आएगा आराम।
शिव को भज ले सुख पाओगे।
शिव को भजने सुख पाओगे।
मन को आएगा आराम।
मन को आएगा आराम।
मन को आएगा आराम।
मन को आएगा आराम।
सुबह सुबह ले शिव का नाम।
सुबह सुबह ले शिव का नाम।
शिव आएंगे तेरे काम।
शिव आएंगे तेरे काम।
सुबह सुबह ले शिव का नाम।
सुबह सुबह ले शिव का नाम।
कर ले बंदे कोई शुभ काम।
कर ले बंदे कोई शुभ काम।
ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय।
ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय।
ओम नमः शिवाय।
ओम नमः शिवाय।
सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् अनन्तसंसारसमुद्रतार नौकायिताभ्यां गुरुभक्तिदाभ्यां वैराग्यसाम्राज्यदपूजनाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां कवित्ववाराशिनिशाकराभ्यां दौर्भाग्यदावाम्बुदमालिकाभ्यां दूरीकृतानम्रविपत्ततेभ्यः नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां नताययो श्रीपतितासनीयुः कदाचिदप्याशु दरिद्रवर्याः मूकाश्च वाचस्पतितां हिताभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां नाडीकनिकाशपदामृताभ्यां नानाविमोहादिनिवारिकाभ्यां नमज्जनाभीष्टप्रदाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां कृपाणिमौली व्रजरत्नकान्ति सरिद्विराजच्छशकन्यकाभ्यां कृपत्वदाभ्यां नतलोकपङ्क्ते नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां पापान्धकारात्मपरम्पराभ्यां तापत्रयाहीन्द्रकवेश्वराभ्यां जाड्याभिसंशोषणपाण्डवाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां Devotion unto the lotus feet of the teacher, devotion unto the Padukas of the Guru is a one-stop solution to all problems in life. Whether it is worldly problems or it is spiritual problems. Do you want to become rich? Go to these Padukas. Do you want to become a king, a powerful man? These Padukas are the solution. Do you have misfortunes, troubles, calamities in life? Approach these Padukas. Do you want to become rich? Padukas are the solution. Do you want to become liberated? These Padukas can show you the way. So, continuing this thought, now Pujya Swamiji, the author, takes the highest topic. So in the initial stages, generally we pray for worldly desires, worldly problems, etc. But as a person becomes advanced in spirituality, as a person becomes more and more evolved, he understands that true solution can come only with the knowledge of the self. Otherwise, every solution is only a temporary solution. You have some desires, it is fulfilled, some temporary peace. Again, some other problem comes, again you are disturbed. This goes on and on and on. So, the only permanent solution is liberation. So, such a seeker, he seeks liberation. So, the author says that liberation also can be gained by bhakti towards the Padukas of the Guru. So, this is the topic under discussion. Let us chant verse number 7. Shamadhi Shatka Pradavaibhavabhyam
Shamadhi Shatka Pradavaibhavabhyam
Samadhidana Vratadikshitabhyam
Samadhidana Vratadikshitabhyam
Ramadhavangristhira bhaktidabhyam
Ramadhavam Sthira Bhaktidabhyam
Namo Namah Shri Gurupādukābhyam
Namo Namah Shri Gurupādukābhyam
Namo Namah Shri Gurupādukābhyam
Namo Namah Shri Gurupādukābhyam
Shamadhi Shatka Pradavaibhavabhyam Samadhidana Vratadikshitabhyam
Ramadhavam Sthira Bhaktidabhyam
Namo Namah Shri Gurupādukābhyam
Namo Namah Shri Gurupādukābhyam.
Yes. Shamadhi Shatka Pradavaibhavabhyam. So these Padukas can bless you with these glorious virtues. What are they? Shamadhi Shatka. Beginning from Shama, these 6 virtues. What are they? Shama, Dama, Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhanam. They are called as Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti. So these Padukas can bless you with that. Samadhi Dana Vrata Dikshitabhyam. These Padukas have taken a vow. They have taken this initiation into this vow. What is that vow? Vrata Samadhi Dana. It has taken a vow that whoever worships me, I will give them what? Samadhi, the highest state. Ramadhavangri Sthira Bhaktidabhyam. It is a giver of what? Bhakti. What kind of bhakti? Sthira Bhakti, firm devotion, unwavering devotion. Unto the lotus feet, Angri, lotus feet of Ramadhava. Dhavaha means husband. So Ramadhava means the husband of Rama. So easy. Vishnu Bhagavan. So these Padukas can bless you with firm, unwavering devotion unto the lotus feet of the Lord. So therefore, Namo Namah Shri Gurupādukābhyam. So what is the claim made? Now these are the qualifications necessary for liberation. So what are the qualifications necessary? Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti is necessary. So those who have studied Vedanta, they know what are the qualifications necessary. Viveka, Vairagya, Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti and Mukshutvam. Fourfold qualification which is called as Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti. So this bhakti towards these Padukas, bhakti towards Guru can give you these. So what is Shama? Now these are all the abilities of the mind. The whole of liberation depends on the quality of the mind. If the mind is prepared, liberation is very easy. So what are the different virtues of the mind? So one is Shama. Shama means what? The ability to quieten the mind. These are all different abilities. Abilities to quieten the mind. Shama. So this bhakti can give you that. How can bhakti give you that? When does our mind become quiet? When there are no doubts, mind is quiet. When there are no worries and anxieties, mind is quiet. When we know that I am very well taken care by a Supreme Lord, I have nothing to fear, then what happens to the mind? Mind is quiet, isn't it? So a quiet mind is a healthy mind. And when you have bhakti, you will find that the mind becomes quiet. Bhakti is the mother of all virtues. If you have one bhakti, then everything will just follow. Bhakti Mata, it is said in Bhagavatam. Who are the children of Bhakti Mata? Jnana and Vairagya. It is said, two children, two sons. So if you have bhakti, Jnana is automatic. Vairagya is automatic. What about moksha? Bhagavatam says moksha is dasi of bhakti. Dasi has no choice. Wherever master is there, the servant has to be there, isn't it? So wherever bhakti is there, moksha has no choice. She has to just follow Bhakti Mata. So the one thing which we have to focus is bhakti. Everything else will just come. So number one, Shama, you will get peace of mind. See a small child who is in the lap of mother. In this world, if there is one person who is the happiest without any worry, who is he? The child in the lap of the mother. The child knows, I have to ensure only one thing. Am I with my mother? Then everything is fine. It's a wonder because the child doesn't know anything. Knowledge wise, zero. Power wise, zero. Wealth wise, zero. The fellow doesn't know anything, but he is the happiest. We human beings, we know so many things and we are the most miserable. That itself shows that there is some problem with us, isn't it? If all our efforts are not giving happiness, our efforts are definitely in the wrong direction. Because everything we do is for happiness. If that happiness is not there, there is some problem. So therefore, who should be our guru in gaining happiness? The small child should be our guru. The child is happy, absolutely peaceful in the lap of mother. Why? The child knows I am very well taken care. So in the same way, person who has bhakti, Shama is automatic. What is the second one? Dhamma, control over the sense organs. Again, this also is automatic. If Shama is there, Dhamma is automatic. Dhamma means control of. When the mind is at peace, you will find your sense organs are also at peace. Because the purpose of all activities of sense organs is for peace. It is for happiness, it is for peace that we are working hard. Now once you have already gained that peace, why should the sense organ work hard? Why should it interact with the world? So therefore you will find wherever Shama is there, Dhamma becomes automatic. There is a relationship between mind and the sense organs. If the mind is disturbed, you will find sense organs will not be under your control. If the mind is at peace, sense organs automatically come under your control. Restlessness at the level of sense organs, it is a symptom of a disease. What is the disease? The disease is a disturbed mind. For the bodily level, if a person is very restless, know for sure that his mind is also equally disturbed. Shama, Dhamma, what is the third one? Uparama or Uparati. The ability to withdraw the mind from the outer world. This is called Uparama. this is also very easy when bhakti is there. Why? What is the connection between withdrawal and bhakti? See, where do you experience the joy of bhakti? In the heart, isn't it? So, mind wants happiness. And when your heart is full of devotion, there is happiness. So therefore, the mind has no difficulty in withdrawing from the world and fixing it in the heart. When there is no joy inside, and when you think the joy is outside, then withdrawal becomes very difficult. When you are attached to something, then withdrawal becomes very difficult. But when bhakti is there, withdrawal becomes very easy because mind wants happiness, heart is filled with happiness because devotion is nothing but happiness. Devotion is nothing but love, love is nothing but happiness, happiness is there in the heart, so mind has no difficulty in withdrawing itself from the world. Uparati expresses itself as discipline in life. It expresses itself as time management. You are supposed to talk for 10 minutes, let us say. You have been invited as a chief guest. You have been given a time, 10 minutes. You know, some people go on and on, on and on. Why? Uparati is not there. You have been given 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, you are supposed to withdraw your speech, withdraw your sense organs, withdraw your thought. That is called as discipline. So, a person who has no control over the mind, you will find that his life will be a mess. There will be total time mismanagement. Mullah Nasruddin was giving a talk and he was going on and on, on and on. People started getting bored and they started walking away. One person stood, he was seated, interestingly listening to him. So after the talk, only one was left, all else they all left. So he thanked that person. Thank you very much for showing so much interest in my talk. He said, no, I am the next speaker. So the point is in Uparati. When to stop? It is a great virtue. Whether it is eating or talking or any other thing. Some people get so involved in their work. And there is total indiscipline in life. You are supposed to stop the work at 10 p.m. At 10 p.m. goes 11 p.m., 12 p.m. Whatever. Goes on. No control. So these are all the expressions of lack of uparati. So shama, dhamma, uparati or uparama. Now see, when devotion is there, all these are very easy for you. Because your attachment is towards God. So this attachment ensures healthy detachment from everything. This is a beauty. When something becomes very important, everything else becomes unimportant. Not that important. And whichever is not that important, you are very easily able to withdraw the mind from there. See, attachment towards God develops healthy detachment towards everything. And that's why you are able to practice Uparama. So, Shama, Dhamma, Uparama, then Titiksha. What is Titiksha? Ability to endure. So, Shama is the ability to quieten the mind. Dhamma is the ability to control the sense organs. Uparama is the ability to withdraw. Now see, these are all abilities. You see, mind develop all abilities when devotion is there. So Uparama, Titiksha, ability to endure. Sahanam sarvadukhanam apratikara purvakam Chinta vilaparahitam sa titiksha nigadyate. So what is titiksha? Sahanam, endurance. Sarva dukkhanam, all sorrows. Chinta vilaparahitam, apratikara puru, without complaining, without grumbling. This ability to endure the difficulties of life means what? The ability to remain focused upon the goal, not getting distracted from the goal by little problems of the world. This ability to remain focused without distraction. This is called as titiksha. And it is a very big ability, especially in spirituality. Difficulties come, problem come, tragedy come, but you are focused. You are focused. You don't forget the goal thinking of the little problems of life. Titiksha becomes very easy. So as Puja Guruji used to say, don't tell God how big your problem is. Tell the problem how big your God is. Beautiful. So to the extent God becomes big in your life, to that extent the titiksha becomes automatic. Because you say, I am ready to pay any price for it. It is worth giving that price. For diamond, etc., you give big price, isn't it? You don't argue with that person. Lakhs of rupees you give for that small thing. Why? Because you know it is very, very precious. In the same way, God is something which is the greatest in life, so you are ready to pay any price for it. The mind is prepared for it. That preparation of the mind to pay any price is called titiksha. Any price in terms of pain, in terms of patience, perseverance, that readiness of the mind to undergo pain for that goal. That is called as titiksha. Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, how much of titiksha is necessary in order to gain the Lord, gain liberation. It is that suppose you have a blade of grass and you have to dry up the ocean, dip, then sprinkle it out. Dip, sprinkle it out. Okay? How much patience you need? That much patience is needed in attaining liberation. It is not time. How much time is needed to dry up the ocean with this blade? No. Patience. Then by grace of God, the whole thing is dried up. But that much of patience is necessary. So this kind of quality of mind is called, that ability is called titiksha. Not getting bored. That never say die attitude is called titiksha. Okay, Shama, Dama, Uparama, Titiksha. Next one, Shraddha. Amazing ability. What is Shraddha? The inability to doubt the scriptures. You understand? Something from within says, this is right, this cannot be wrong. My teacher cannot be wrong. Yes, I accept what he is saying is not in line with my experience. Yes, I accept it appears to be illogical, but still he is right. Something from within says, my teacher cannot be wrong. The scriptures cannot be wrong. That inability to doubt the scriptures, the inability to question the scriptures. And this Shraddha is directly related to purity. To the extent your heart is pure, to that extent Shraddha comes automatically. Yes. Now all these statements in the scriptures, they are just the opposite. Tat Tvamasi, you are infinite, immortal, etc. Now I very clearly know that I am a mortal being, I am a finite being, a useless being, a good for nothing fellow. But then the scriptures are saying, no, you are perfection absolute. Then something from within should say, if the scriptures have said it, then it must be true. I don't know how, but it must be true. So that intuitive voice from within is called Shraddha. It is directly connected to purity. A child is placed on the top of the tree and the mother says, jump, I will catch you. The child will just jump. The child will never think, will this lady catch me or not? If she doesn't catch, I am finished. No, the child just jumps. The mother says, this is your elder brother. Accept it. That doubting nature is not there. So this is directly proportional to purity. Shraddha, Shama, Dama, Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha. The last one, Samadhana. Samadhana, Samyak Adhanam, ability to Adhanam, place what? Mind. Samyak, very well. That is called a Samadhana, meaning ability to concentrate. Placing the mind means what? Concentrating. That ability to concentrate. So when bhakti is there, ability to concentrate is very easy. Why? Wherever love is there, concentration is natural. A mother's concentration upon the child is natural. Why? Because love is there. So this devotion is an amazing thing which blesses you with all kinds of abilities. So what are these abilities? Abilities to quieten the mind, ability to control the sense organ, Dhamma, ability to withdraw the mind, Uparama, then Titiksha, ability to endure, Shraddha, ability to trust, and Samadhanam, ability to concentrate. All these abilities come when the heart is filled with devotion. So therefore, it is absolutely right. Samadhi Shatka Pradavaibhavabhyam. Then Samadhi Dana Vrata Dikshitabhyam. These Padukas have taken a vow. Anyone who surrenders unto me, is devoted unto me, I will give you this. Dana. What dana? Samadhi. The highest. Has taken a vow. Anyone who has this devotion unto me, surrender unto me, I will give them Samadhi. Bhagavan Ramchandraji also has taken a vow. Sakrideva prapannaya tava asmi cha iti yachate abhayam sarvabhutebhyo dadami etat vratam mama. Bhagavan Ramchandraji says in Valmiki Ramayana, even once if you say, Bhagavan, I am yours, I surrender unto you. Even once if you say, then to make him fearless, it is my responsibility. Right? It is a vrata. That is Bhagavan's vrata. What is the vrata taken by these Padukas? Anyone who comes to me, giving samadhi, giving liberation, is my responsibility. Samadhidanam pratadikshitabhyam. Then Ramadhavangri sthira bhaktidabhyam. These Padukas, they give you firm devotion unto the lotus feet of the Lord. How is it? See, this is where the role of Guru comes into picture. Guru is a person who is embodiment of devotion. When we are in the company of a person who is having that devotion, consciously or unconsciously we start desiring devotion. This is the influence of Sangha. If you are always with a money-minded person, you also will become money-minded. It's guaranteed. If you are always with a, power-hungry person, you you will start desiring power. You start desiring what the company around you desires. If there are so many cricket fans discussing cricket, etc., and you are in that company, you will also want to know what is this cricket. Right? So, Sangha has an influence upon the mind. Whatever the majority decides, whatever the people around you desires, likes, you also tend to desire that. Now, if you want devotion, what you should do? You should be with people who have devotion. So, who are the people who have devotion? They are the devotees. So, be with the devotee and you start desiring devotion. And if you desire devotion, the cosmos is designed to give you what you desire. So, if you desire devotion, you will get devotion. So, if you read this Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, etc., so here is this Ramakrishna chanting Bhagavan's name, singing, dancing, and gone. Where? Samadhi. Samadhi Dhanam Pratati. Gone, Samadhi. And he is there. And the other devotees have to hold him because he will fall down and fracture his hands and legs, etc. Immediately others would hold on. He is there 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Others are waiting. When will he come down? He has gone. And everybody is looking at him. Is it humanly possible to become unconscious of the body, thinking of the Lord? All these descriptions are given there. If you read Gospel, everybody is watching him with totally disbelief. In disbelief they are watching. And then Ramakrishna comes down and says, see, it is possible. You can concentrate upon the Lord and become one with the Lord. It is possible. Now when he says it is possible, others will not doubt it because here is a man who is doing it. Chant his name, sing his glories, cry for him, weep for him. Definitely he will give you his darshan. So when these words are spoken by this Mahatma, all the others are inspired to do it. Why? Here is a man who has done it and who has attained it. So therefore, when we are in the company of such devotees, who is only craving for devotion, only desiring devotion, so what happens? Unknowingly, we also start desiring devotion. And then we gain this devotion. That's why Satsang is so important. Mind has this nature to imitate others. So if this nature is there, why not make use of the nature in a positive way? So expose ourselves to all the great devotees and you will find that you start desiring devotion and you will get devotion also. If you are with atheists, you will not believe in God. Be with atheists. All your faith in God will just evaporate. And it's very easy not to believe in God because anyway He is not seen, He is not experienced, you can't see, you can't hear. There are people who say everything can be explained through science. Why do you need God? There are such scientists. You remain with them for some time, whatever little devotion is there, that also will go away. Very dangerous. So if this is the effect of Sangha, Satsanga and Dussanga, that's why Narada Bhakti Sutra says, Dussangaha Sarvatha Tyajyaha. Very, very dangerous. Don't be with them. Run away from them when such discussions happen. Remain in Satsanga alone. So, in the company of the teachers who are the masters of devotion, our devotion also rises. Yamadhavangri sthira bhakti dabhyam. It's absolutely right. Right. So the next one, verse number 8. Swarcha paranam akhileshtadabhyam. स्वाहा सहायाक्ष धुरन्धराभ्याम् स्वान्ताच्छ भावप्रदपूजनाभ्याम् नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्याम् नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्याम् स्वार्चापराणामखिलेश्वराभ्याम् स्वाहा सहायाक्ष धुरन्धराभ्याम् स्वान्ताच्च भावप्रदपूजनाभ्याम् नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्याम् नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्याम् स्वार्चापराणाम् अखिल इष्टदाभ्याम्. So those who are worshipping archanam, swa archanam, those who worship these padukas, and those who consider this as the highest parana, those who worship these padukas with great faith and devotion. What do these padukas do? Akhila ishtadabhyam, whatever you need in life, bhakti or mukti, everything will be given. Swaha sahayaksha dhurandharabhyam. These padukas are dhurandhara. What is this dhurandhara? Dhara means to carry, to serve, to carry. Dhurandhara. Dhura means something which is very heavy. Not literally heavy, it can be highly respectful person, a person who is very respect-worthy, great. So Dhurandhara means the one who carries a great person. Dhurandhara. So those people who carry the palanquin, if some great person is there inside that palanquin, so these people are also called Dhurandhara. So Jagannath Yatra, when that Ratha is pulled, so the people who pull that Ratha, they are also called Dhurandhara. Right. So in the same way, remember sometimes these donkeys and bulls, they are also called Dhurandhara. And they are carrying heavy load in that bullock cart. They are carrying. So this Dhurandhara has got so many meanings. So depending upon the context, you will have to take the meaning. Dhurandhara. So these padukas are also Dhurandhara. Why? Because they are serving, they are carrying whom? They are carrying Swaha Sahayaksha. So who is this Swaha Sahayaksha? Swaha. Swaha is the wife of Agni. Fire. Wife of fire is called Swaha. So these are all symbolic. What is Swaha? The food which you offer as an offering unto the gods in that Homakunda. So you are offering into the fire. So you are helping the fire to blow. So this Swaha, the food offering is called Swaha actually. So here Swaha means the wife of Agni. So Swaha Sahaya, the one who is helping the wife of Agni. Who should be it? Agni only. So Swaha Sahaya is nothing but Agni, fire. The helper of Swaha. Swaha Sahaya Aksha. Aksha means eyes. So Swaha Sahaya means Agni. Aksha means eyes, the one who has fiery eyes. So who is he? Lord Shiva. The one who has fire as his third eye. Which is that instance where fire comes out of his third eye. Kama Dahana, isn't it? Kamadeva was burnt by the fire of the third eye. So Swaha Sahaya Aksha means Lord Shiva. So So Swaha, Sahaya, Aksha, Dhurandhara. So these Padukas, they are carrying none other than Lord Shiva himself. Now who is this Lord Shiva? It is none other than Bhagavan Shankaracharya, who is the avatar of Lord Shiva. So who has written this Paduka Stotram? See the first page of this book. Sri Satchidananda Shivabhinava Narasimha Bharati Mahaswamiji. Okay. So he is a disciple of Bhagavan Shankaracharya, Jagat Guru, 33rd Jagat Guru. So naturally, so he is glorifying his Guru. Bhagavan Shankaracharya is none other than avatar of Lord Shiva. Shankaram, Shankaracharyam, when we chant. So this Shankaracharya is none other than Shankara himself. So this is the kind of devotion and respect and reverence which this Mahaswamiji has towards Bhagavan Shankaracharya. He is none other than Lord Shiva himself. So his Guru is glorified that way. So that shows his greatness, the author's greatness. See, to the extent you see your Guru great, to that extent actually you are great. This is something interesting. If you see your Guru as a mere physical body, and this is what normally people do. Why? Because they consider themselves as body, so therefore they consider their Guru also as physical body. But as you evolve, in the beginning it's okay. In the beginning, we are all ignorant. I consider myself to be the body, so Guru also is body alone. So body worship happens. But slowly, as we evolve in spirituality, as the mind becomes purer and purer, as the mind becomes more and more concentrated, you have more and more control over the mind, and as these qualifications increase in you, you start getting a glimpse of your true nature. So your understanding about yourself starts evolving, and accordingly you will find your understanding about your Guru also evolving. This is what happens, and finally a time comes when you say this Guru is not this form, he is none other than Bhagavan himself. Why? You are not just saying it because you are experiencing it in yourself, so you know this is not a human form at all. It is none other than Bhagavan alone who has come in the human form. So how to know the glory of Guru? Only when you know your own glory, you can understand the glory of Guru. Otherwise you will consider this as a physical form only. You may see his outer glory. People are coming, prostrating to him, etc., etc. But if you want to know the real glory, you must know the inner self. This is the only way. And this is what happens as the seeker evolves in the path of spirituality. Earlier he was seeing only the physical form, he was worshipping the physical form. Slowly his understanding about the Guru start undergoing major transformation. And the final stage is this. You are seeing Guru as none other than Bhagavan himself. The Shishya says, there is no difference between my Guru and God. They are one and the same. That's the highest state. So here the similar thing we find here. This Mahaswamiji says, Bhagavan Shankaracharya is none other than Lord Shiva himself. So these Padukas are worshipful. And then Swantacha Bhava Pradapujanabhyam. Anta Acha Bhava Pradapujanabhyam. So what do these Padukas do? Acha Bhava means it purifies. What? Anta, our own inner instruments, which is nothing but the mind. So, those who worship these Padukas, Pujanabhyam, do the puja, the mind becomes pure. They gain a pure mind. Devotion purifies the mind. Swantacha bhava pradapujanabhyam. And this pure mind is the qualification necessary for the highest knowledge, which is going to be given in the next verse. So this bhakti prepares the mind by purifying the mind and by giving this mind the different kinds of abilities. Samadhi Shatka Sampatti. Purer the mind, automatically all these Samadhi Shatka Sampatti will come. And to purify the mind, what should be done? The mind should be filled with devotion. So to that Paduka, Namo Namah Shri. Last one, verse number 9. Kamadi sarpa vrajagarudabhyam Viveka vairagya nidhi pradabhyam Bodha pradabhyam dhruta mokshadabhyam Namo Namah Shri Gurupādukābhyam Namo Namah Shri Gurupādukābhyam Kāmādi sarpa vrajagarudabhyam Viveka vairagya nidhi pradabhyam Bodha pradabhyam dhruta mokshadabhyam Namo Namah Shri Gurupādukābhyam Namo Namah Shri Gurupādukābhyam Kāmādi sarpa vrajagarudabhyam. For all these snakes, what are the snakes? Kamadi, Kama, etc. What are they? Kama, lust, Krodha, anger, Lobha, greed, Moha, infatuation, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, arrogance, Matsarya, jealousy. So these are all snakes. Kamadi sarpa, vraja, they are these groups of snakes. For them, this bhakti towards Padukas, what are they? Garudabhyam, which is like Garuda. So just like a Garuda effortlessly handles these poisonous snakes without any difficulty, it eats them also. For Garuda, these snakes are the food. It eats means what? It makes them non-existent. Kamadi sarpa vrajagarudabhyam viveka vairagya nidhi pradabhyam. So these Padukas, they give you the real nidhi of life. Nidhi means treasure. What is the real treasure? Viveka and vairagya. So these Padukas, they give you that. Bodha pradabhyam. So once Viveka and Vairagya comes, what happens? You gain the knowledge. Bodha. Knowledge of what? Knowledge of the self. And once you gain the knowledge of the self, what happens? Dhruta mokshadabhyam. Dhruta means quickly. Once you gain the knowledge, it's over. Immediately you get moksha. Dhruta mokshadabhyam. The final thing, liberation. So see the sequence. The first, mind has to be purified. So what are the impurities? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. So it is purified. In that pure mind, Viveka Vairagya is generated. Once Viveka Vairagya is generated, you gain the knowledge. And once knowledge is gained, liberation is attained. Now this is the end philosophy of Bhagavan Shankaracharya. In all his commentaries, this is how the thought flow proceeds. Purify the mind by gaining qualification. Then develop Viveka Vairagya, attain knowledge and be free. So, in fact, this verse summarizes the teachings of Bhagavan Shankaracharya. In all commentaries, this is the way Bhagavan has commented upon. Right? So, the first one is Kamadi sarpa vrajagarudabhyam. So, these are the negativities in the mind. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha. The question is, can we win over these negativities by our own effort? Is it possible? So we should be very clear, it is impossible. How much ever great a person you are, how much ever great a tapasvi you are, with your own effort, you will never be able to win over this. Let us understand our helplessness in this regard. Without holding on to God, without surrendering unto Guru, without holding on to the higher, we will never be able to win over this. That's why Bhagavan calls it Durasadam, Kamarupam Durasadam. It is impossible. So the example given is the fight of Sugriva and Vali. Anybody who comes in front of Vali, know for sure he is defeated. Why? Half of the power comes to him. Isn't it? So these are all Valis only. Kama, Krodha, etc. No way, nobody can. The moment you are in front of sense pleasure, God, intellect is paralyzed. Your greatest strength is Jnanino, Nitya Vairina, it is said. Your greatest strength is Jnanam. What happens the moment you are in front of these temptations? The intellect is paralyzed. It is jammed. It becomes inefficient. And we give in to temptation. So nobody can win over this. So that's why these, they are called as snakes. You are in the company, you will be bitten, you will be dead. You are finished. Kamadisarva. Kamayesha, Krodhesha, Rajoguna Samudbhava, Mahashanaha, Mahapapma. See, Maha is used. Maha means what? Mighty. Mahashanaha. It will make you do all kinds of sins in this world. You can't even imagine. Mahashanaha, Mahapapma. It will destroy everything of yours. Mahashana. Whatever you have gained, everything will be destroyed. Mahapapma, it will make you a Mahapapi, greatest sinner. Vidhyena Nihavairanam. No Arjuna to be your enemy. But the moment you have bhakti, what happens? How easily a Garuda handles a snake. Like a play, child's play. Garuda is not at all afraid of that snake, etc. It catches hold of it. One claw on the head, the other on the tail. That's it, over. Matter is over. And then it pecks it and eats it. Finished. You must see how easily it handles. In the same way, when devotion is there in the heart, you can handle all this very easily. Why? The moment your heart is filled with devotion, the mind has raised itself to sattva. Remember, this kama krodha can function only in the environment of rajoguna. Kamayeshaha, krodhayeshaha, rajoguna samudbhavaha. It is born out of rajoguna. So wherever rajoguna is there, it's very difficult to handle this. You are in for trouble. If the mind is rajasic, you are in for trouble. What does this devotion do? It takes the battle to its home ground. If you fight with these enemies in the Rajoguna environment, that is a home ground for Kama, Krodha, etc. You are finished. You can't escape. So battle is taken to. So when devotion rises, mind has become sattvic. In sattvic state of mind, you will find these enemies cannot function. So instead of directly fighting the enemy, face to face, eye to eye, don't do that foolishness. What is the first thing to do? First thing is convert the rajasic mind into a sattvic mind. How to do it? Devotion is the way. Prayer, puja, all these, what you call, spiritual sadhanas, they are meant for transcending tamasic and rajasic states. And once the mind has become sattvic, that's why Bhagavan said, Nitya Sattvasto Bhava. This is our greatest responsibility in life. It's a very, very important advice given, warning given. All the mistakes we commit when we are either in the tamasic state or rajasic state. So the Lord's loving advice to all of us, what is it? Nitya Sattvasto Bhava. Keep the mind in Sattva, and everything is fine with you. Nothing will trouble you. You are at your best. You are ever under the grace and protection of the Lord. If the mind is in Sattva, Nitya Sattvasto Bhava. Then handling Kama Krodha is very easy. Very easy. How easily you handle smoke coming out of fire. You let it one puff, enough gone. Smoke is gone. Only fire is there. So easily you can handle Kama Krodha. Trividham narakasyedam dwaram nashanam atmanah Kama Krodhas tatha lobha tasmat etatra. Each one is capable of taking you to naraka, hell. See how much important these instructions are. Lifetimes are ruined, not life is ruined when we don't follow this. That's why it is called Manual of Right Living. We don't know what is happening in our mind. And with the mind we are dealing with the world. The mind has got three moods. We don't know all this. And we live in this world and make our life miserable. Negative thoughts, negative words, negative actions, and naturally negative reactions. You are beaten black and blue by the world. Then this person says, oh God, why me? Why me? He is crying. You alone are responsible for all your misery. So don't know what all karmas you have done. Why blame somebody else? You see? So if you are alert, so what is alertness? Nitya Sattvasto Bhava. Now and then look it in the mind. Is the mind fine? Is it in sattvic state or rajasic? If it is rajasic state, immediately red alarm should be on. Like ambulance. Ambulance. Look with it. Now and then look with it. Am I fine? Is it in sattva? At least moderate sattva, not intense sattva. Intense sattva and all, it happens in meditation. At least throughout the day there should be moderate sattva. Don't fall into rajas or tamas. Very dangerous. Why? It will force you to commit sin. That's what it said. Anichannapi varshneya baladiva niyojita. If you are in rajas, you are helpless. You don't know why you have spoken that. You don't know why you have done that. Later you repent. So therefore, constant alertness is a price we have to pay for constant peace. Alertness. You become more and more alert. Kamadi sarpa prajagarudabhyam viveka vairagya nidhi pradabhyam. This is a real nidhi of life, treasure. Viveka and vairagya. Why is it called treasure? It is called treasure because these are the two things which will help you connect to God. Vairagya will help you withdraw from the world. Viveka and bhakti will help you attach to God. There are only two things: detach, attach. Detach from the world, attach to God. This is all what you have to do. So easy. 2 steps. Detach, attach. It is easily said and done. For detachment, what is necessary? Vairagya. What is Vairagya? Vigata raga. There is no unhealthy attachment to the world. What is unhealthy attachment? You are stuck. You want to withdraw, but you are not able to withdraw. That is called unhealthy attachment. See, we have to pay attention in the world. We have to focus, we have to concentrate, we have to pay attention. But paying attention should not make you stuck there. Whether it is relationship, whether it is handling situations. So once attention is paid, you should be easily able to withdraw. Uparati should happen. Kurmongani eva sarvasha. Just like kurma, this is an example given. Yatha samharate chayam kurmongani eva sarvasha. Like a tortoise. How easily it withdraws and remains in that shell, protective shell. That easiness of withdrawal happens with vairagya. So how do we experience absence of vairagya at the seat of meditation? We experience as wandering mind. Wandering mind is the symptom of absence of vairagya. Wherever there is raga, mind will go there. Wherever there is raga, dvesha, mind will go there. So what you have to do is you have to analyze where the mind is going. Just like the doctor, he will not test your whole body. Where the pain is, there he will do the test. In the same way, where is the mind going? Analyze that. It can tell you a lot about the vasanas, the negativities, where I should work on in spiritual sadhana. You don't have to work on everywhere. Just you have to work on those places where the mind is going. Pay attention. Where is the mind going? Towards whom is the mind going? What are the sense objects? Things, beings and situations. Observe. Then work on it. This is how vairagya is cultivated. And what is the sign of vairagya? You are able to withdraw easily. Viveka. What is the sign that you are a viveki? You are able to focus upon that reality without effort. You clearly see the difference between real and unreal, permanent and impermanent. And you are able to focus upon it. Bhakti is very, very useful there. Why? Bhakti means love. When you love God, fixing the mind in God becomes easy. And when you do this constantly, withdrawing from the scene, focusing upon the seer in you, the self in you, which is the Lord, the pure consciousness in you, witnessing consciousness in you, what happens? Bodha pradabhyam. You get the bodham. Bodham means what? Knowledge. Knowledge of what? Oneself. So when you withdraw, the mind is now firmly fixed upon that consciousness in you. And the more and more you have this vairagya, vivek, etc., the more and more that abidance in consciousness becomes intense. And greater is the abidance in consciousness, identification with the body loosens, dissolves, gets wiped away. And then deep down you come to know, I am not the body. It is not a intellectual knowledge, it is not an information, it is your experience. That is called as bodha. You are aware. Bodha means what? You are aware. What are you aware of? You are aware that I am not the body. You are aware that I am awareness. Bodha. And there is something called depth of awareness. Understand? Just like there is something called depth of concentration. There is something called partial concentration, there is something called intense concentration, isn't it? In the same way, there is something called intense abidance. There is a depth. You are firmly rooted in that consciousness. And you know it. You know it. And deep down you know, I am not the body. Where is the body is far, far away. It is just an observed thing. I have nothing to do with that. It is a filth floating in the infinite ocean. Have that ocean. So as that Viveka, Vairagya, Samadhi, Shatka, Sampati, as it intensifies, this abidance also intensifies. And when this happens again and again, again and again, when you are in the world, yes, you are in the world, but when you come back, when you gather yourself, when you withdraw, first step is not withdrawal, first step is fill your heart with devotion. And once the heart is prepared, and all these virtues are in full swing, then do this. Withdrawal from the world, abidance in consciousness. To the extent you can generate devotion, to that extent abidance becomes very full, deep, clear, crystal clear. This is called as Samadhi Abhyasa. And when you do this Abhyasa, slowly a Vasana is generated. What is this Vasana? This is called as Nididhyasana. This is a practice of Nididhyasana. A Vasana that I am not the body. A Vasana that I am awareness. A habitual thinking is created. A habit is created. I am not the body, I am consciousness. And the more and more you do, more and more you do, slowly, slowly there is a what do you call redefinition about the self. Your understanding about yourself undergoes a tremendous transformation. As the vasana becomes stronger and stronger, it becomes natural to you to think that I am awareness. What is the proof of intense vasana? The proof is effortlessness. You are not struggling. That struggle at the seat of meditation is gone. A deep groove has been etched in your thinking pattern, and because of that deep groove, now easily the hacksaw can move, isn't it? In the same way, in those deep grooves, mind easily moves. And what is the line of thinking? Aham Brahma Asmi. This is called a bodham. You are aware. You know it. Doubtlessly you know it. This is called moksha. What are you free from? Moksha means freedom. What are you free from? You are free from this wrong notion about yourself. That I am a jiva, I am a BMI, etc. The notion is gone. That individuality is gone. The ego is gone. Moksha. All miseries are from that ego. Birth and death is for that ego. Ego is a wrong notion. That wrong notion is replaced by right understanding. Wrong notion is a thought. You have replaced that thought with right understanding. What is understanding? I am awareness. And when you do it again and again, that is nididhyasana. That understanding becomes full, established, clear. then what happens? Moksha happens. The ego has been dissolved. Now what remains? Bhidyate hridaya granthihi chidyante sarva samshaya. All doubts are gone. That heart knot, K-N-O-T, it is called as this aham. Aham vritti is that knot in the heart. Bhidyate, gone. It's samadhi abhyas, this knot is gone. Druta moksha abhyam. And then finally this person attains moksha. After moksha, what should we do? There is nothing to be done. But then body is there, life is going on. What should you do? There is only one thing. Now you only express your gratitude unto your teacher who has given you this liberation. You see, there is something to be done. I was a miserable creature, like a worm. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jatare shayanam. Miserable creature, miserable living, full of confusion, delusion. And that guru, that worm is floating in that river. And the guru, out of compassion, he has taken that worm and put it outside, saved. So just like that, Guru, out of compassion, has taken me out from this miserable existence. So now I have something to do. What is it? Expressing my gratitude unto the teacher. And what is the way in which we can express this gratitude? Guru doesn't want anything from us. He is also a liberated soul. So what is the only thing we can do? We can serve his mission, isn't it? What is the mission of a guru? The mission is to give this knowledge to everyone, because everybody is miserable. Everybody is an infinite pit of sorrow. Only crying and weeping is happening every day. So now Guru has taken up this job of spreading this knowledge to everyone. So what we should become? We should become his hands and legs in spreading this knowledge, in wiping the tears, spreading maximum happiness to maximum people, to maximum time. So Puja Gurudev did this. He got this knowledge from Taponji Maharaj. He could have stayed there in the Himalayas, eating bhiksha, etc., aram se. But he did not do that. He said, no. So many people are suffering. I got this knowledge. So therefore I must give this knowledge to everyone. And he came down. He gave this knowledge to everyone. So what are we supposed to do? Just like Puja Gurudev, he has established this center mission, not for himself, but for others. So we do the same thing. Gain this knowledge, spread this knowledge to all as an expression of our gratitude towards this entire Guru Parampara. So that is why during Gurudev's Jayanti, we have had this Jnana Yajna, to remember his sacrifice, his service, and to get inspiration to serve the society. So I sincerely invoke the grace of the Lord, the blessings of the entire Guru Parampara. May we also gain this great knowledge, and may we also dedicate our life in serving this mission. Right. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kashchid Dukkha Bhave, Asato Ma Sadgamaya, Tamaso Ma Hari